Good morning, how are you doing everybody? Hopefully you had a really great day. If not, I hope you have an even better one tomorrow. Welcome back to another behind the scenes. Of course, we are doing behind the scenes of nicotine. So I've had this idea for a while. I've been really looking forward to doing this specific video. This is going to be, hopefully, my most story-based video. What I've got right now is that it starts off with this guy who's alone and is in need of a friend. So, you know, looking through everything, he decides to turn to nicotine. And he tries cigarettes. He doesn't like cigarettes, or maybe he runs out of cigarettes or something, I don't know, but then eventually he goes to like a vape pen or something, or maybe he loses them and realizes that he didn't need that or whatnot or something. But, you know, it's really dark and gray and gross, but then the nicotine brings out the vibrance and everything. That's where I'm at now. I do a lot of my work, a lot of my creativity comes like at night, and that's where I really say like, come on, we have to actually do this. Like, I'm really bad at procrastinating, and you know, that's when I finally like challenge myself and I'm like, okay, do this now or whatever. When I work, I give myself a whole bunch of little incentives along the way. So if I, like today, I started off editing a video and I was like, okay, well, you can eat when you're done editing. So if you're really that hungry, then you're gonna finish this. And of course, well, I finished it. I'm just kind of in a good mood right now. I don't know, I was playing some video games today. I might start getting into that a little bit. So, you know, it gives me something to do, and like, it really does. Like, it really does. So that's where I'm at. Let's see where I'm at a little bit later. I got a comment last week asking where I get all of my music from. I get all of my music from SoundCloud. You can follow me on SoundCloud. I think I'm Snickers on SoundCloud. I don't know, I'll probably have a link below. I repost a lot of the music that I use in my videos. So if you want like the specific music, like I normally repost everything that I use. But SoundCloud. Hopefully your favorite creators leave the names of their music. I know like Casey Neistat has all of his music at the end of his video. He'll put like music by blah, and you can search them up on SoundCloud and find all of their stuff. So that's where I get all of my music from. Good morning everybody! Again, I was gonna start my video off like I always do, but I can't because it's now Tuesday. It is in fact Tuesday, it is 3 o'clock. We are ready to start filming. This is like the guide. It's not like a script, it's not a storyboard or anything, it's just kind of a guide for what we're going to be doing today. This is like random stuff, and then this is like actually the stuff. So we're gonna start off by establishing some loneliness and like a need for a friend and a want for like compassion and whatnot. And we might get to the gas station because I actually do want some chips. So we might do these 3 today and then like these ones tomorrow. This is pretty much how it's going to play out. This story is actually gonna be over time. It's gonna be like over a period of time, maybe like a week or like a couple days, maybe a couple weeks. I don't know, but it's gonna be evident that it's over time. And what I'm trying to do is show like the different emotions. Like, you try smoking, like you need a friend, you find a friend smoking, you try smoking, you hate smoking, you know that you shouldn't do it, so you contemplate it, you try it again, and slowly start to get addicted, but you know you can't get addicted, and blah blah blah. Like you understand that addiction is a bad thing. I don't know, but I feel like this is going to be my most story-driven short story to date. It's super story driven, and I really want to try my best to get that across. So I've had a few like random shots, I guess you could call them like establishing shots, like establishing like the location, that there's no one here, and then like playing video games, focusing on like the empty chair rather than me. And I have like a shot of me being bored. I don't know exactly how to establish like the want for like friends and compassion and stuff like that. I don't know how to establish that, the want. I was thinking about doing like a voiceover that kind of sounded like an AA meeting kind of thing, but I don't know if I'm gonna go with that or not. We do have to go and walk to the gas station now and buy some cigarettes. Okay, so now I have to go buy cigarettes. But it also gives me an excuse to go buy some chips, which I really want to eat, but I have to go buy some cigarettes. They're necessary. I don't like smoking cigarettes. I don't like smoking in general. For the story to happen, it has to happen. I got back from the store and everything, and then I was like walking through this park, because you have to walk through a park to get to the gas station, and there was no one there. So I was like, oh, this could be interesting. So I decided to come back, get my camera really quick, and go back there and shoot. Of course, there was people there at that point, but I think I got a little bit more of a shot towards me going to go get the cigarettes. Now I'm just rigging up my camera so I could film like some dialogue and stuff. Microphone going down here to pretty much an audio interface, which then goes into the camera. This boosts the signal. We have much cleaner audio with this. You did good, Rig. You did good. Well, I think I'm done with all of the filming for today. I know like on big budget movie shoots, they don't do it in chronological order as things play off in the screen, but I think that's what I'm doing now. So tomorrow I'll actually have to smoke the cigarette, which is gonna suck. Because like I said, I don't smoke cigarettes. I don't like smoking cigarettes, but I have to do what I have to do for the narrative, I suppose. Speaking of the narrative, I don't actually I kind of struggle with this, not through cigarettes, but through like vape pens and stuff, where sometimes at night I would smoke a vape pen or whatever, and those obviously they do have nicotine in it, and that's what this is about. It's about nicotine, not necessarily cigarettes, and those, they kind of they allow my mind to wander, pretty much. And that's why I do it. And I figured that'd be a lot healthier than cigarettes, because they don't have tobacco. And I generally don't like the smell of cigarettes. It just lingers on your clothes and whatnot. But I don't struggle with smoking cigarettes. So I don't know if that's gonna come to play when it comes to telling the story, because that's not my story to tell, if that makes sense. It is Wednesday, which means that we are finishing up the shooting today. Today is gonna, yesterday was focused more on the setup. Today is going to, devil in is not the right word. What is the word? I don't know. I'm gonna say devil in. I don't think that's the right word though. But we're gonna devil into the conflict, and yeah, it's really gonna hit the conflict basically, and the other story part. So it's gonna develop the story and do conflict and whatnot and contemplation. Also, here's another thing. So this week I need an SD card. This week I have been messing around with these picture styles that the cameras have, and I did it on this one too, so this one should look a little bit more vibrant and whatnot. But on this one, on the main camera that I'm shooting with for the shoot, I actually went and downloaded a picture style that kind of replicates / mimics log footage. Why I did that was because shooting in log or raw or any of these different modes is the best to retain information, and it's probably not gonna look like anything to you, but this is what it looks like now. To give you an idea, this is what it looks like without it, and then that's what it looks like with it. What this is doing to replicate a log is just it's desaturating it a little bit, and it's taking the contrast down pretty much all the way and whatnot. I don't know, I think it's interesting. It's gonna make for better color grading and whatnot. Yesterday, I'm pretty sure I said something about how big productions don't do things in chronological order, and I was going to film them in chronological order. Well, we're not doing that today. So these are what we have to do today. I'm going to leave this for last, or almost last. We also have a pool scene, which I should write down there. I'm gonna leave, this is gonna be the last thing we shoot, so I can take a shower after that and then relax and whatnot. This is gonna be the second to last thing, because it requires me smoking a cigarette, and it's supposed to be these different clips that have these different time frames that happen, and I only want to smoke one, because again, I don't like smoking. So yeah, this is going to happen before that. I'm really excited for that. That's gonna be a fun special effects. And then we have to shoot these ones now, I guess. Okay, and all of the filming is now done. I really did not want to smoke. Like I said, I don't like smoking. I didn't want to smoke, and I tried not to. I only like breathed in enough to like get smoke, and I didn't try to like breathe into my lungs, if that makes sense. But it's part of the story. You have to make sacrifices for your visions and whatnot sometimes. You'll notice this first person thing in the film, and I did that's like to show the effects of nicotine on why people continue to smoke it, to smoke like cigarettes and whatnot, is because when you're like smoking, the world becomes a more vivid place. And I was supposed to have a friend or someone be here too. That would have been cool, to show like nicotine is your friend. Like someone's there when no one else is, stuff like that. But I didn't have that this time. But yeah, everything got like all nice and vivid to show like the contrast and like to show like why people continue to smoke and whatnot. And yeah. Today is Thursday, which means that it's dedicated to editing. At least it's supposed to be. I don't know. I'm like so like sad about the fact that there's a lot of footage that I got that it's blown out and it's overexposed pretty much, which means that the highlights are too white, kind of like this. Like there's a lot of stuff that looks like that. For example, this GoPro footage. Yay, look at that. You can't see anything. Granted, I was looking straight up at the sky, but I don't know, it seems like even if I just point my GoPro to that window right there, you see the camera just corrected itself to try to, you know, fix that. But I thought the GoPros did better outside. I don't know, maybe I'd have to get like a ND filter or something. But yeah, I have to like rethink some things. All of my indoor footage looks fine. See, like this shot's not that bad, but like the entire sky's blown out. Here, the entire sky's blown out. This whole thing is just blown out. Everything's it's blown out. The sky is blown out. Here, a majority of the shot right here is blown out. And if you're editing, you can see these are the color scopes, and you're not supposed to go past 100. And everything is just clipping. And if we go back to like the GoPro footage, like look at this. There's nothing below 100. Like the entire thing is just gone. So that kind of sucks. I don't know, maybe I can fix that in color correction just slightly or something. The film will just have to have some blown out shots. I don't know. Shooting outdoors sucks. Okay, so this starting to turn out interesting. I found this song on SoundCloud, and I like the beginning of it, and then like I started listening to it, and it's kind of relevant to the story, so I might just use that as the entire like background for the story or something. I don't know yet. I wasn't really expecting that whatsoever. I have a really hard time finding music, like finding cinematic music. If I could find music, then like my life would be a whole lot easier, because music is what fuels like your emotions and what makes the story. So if you can't find the right music, then you can't tell your story the right way. Here I am in the same position. I've just been working on this and I can't seem to get it the way that I want it to. Those shots just, they kind of threw everything off. It doesn't look like I want it to look. I don't know, it's like, though it could have been avoided if I had somebody else behind the camera or something. I don't know. I feel like there's kind of more of a story here than normal, but I don't think I told it good at all. I'm not feeling the best about this one as of right now. I can't find the right music. I don't know. It was one of those times where I thought more of it. I like the thought of it more than I could actually do it. It's kind of just a learning experience, and next week's hopefully will be a little bit better. So the video didn't turn out exactly how I wanted to. I could connect the two a little bit better. Like, he never understands like why I start like freaking out and whatnot when I run out of cigarettes. And it's supposed to be like your withdrawal or like trying to stop smoking, or you know, like once you get addicted, the trying to stop, like you get like depressed and whatnot, and that's kind of what that was showing, but I never explained that. So you just kind of see like random shots of me like sad and stuff. So I definitely could have worked on that quite a bit better, so that's something to think of. But this, I don't know, a lot of those shots were just overexposed and it really bummed me out and it kind of threw off my mood. And the 4th of July happened. Happy late 4th of July. It's like a week late at this point, but I ended up like going out with some friends, so that took me out of this mood or this mindset of like being alone, and like you kind of get into character, right? Especially when you're thinking of topics to write about and this and that. So it took me out of like this kind of negative mind state, and it took me out. So then like trying to get back into that was pretty bad. It was pretty hard, especially when I had to go back and do filming and then edit it, because now this vision that I had was hard to regain, if that makes sense. I don't know, this film was just a mess. It really was. But that doesn't mean that the next one is too. Well, that is all that I have left for you guys. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. Let me know in the comments. And as always, have yourselves a really great rest of your day, and goodbye.
No, you can't, no, you can't, no, you can't.